and welcome everybody back for Bubbles Cup. It was a long-awaited return. It's been about a month and like 2 weeks, but Bubbles Cup is finally back, and we're ready to kick off Darlington here for the I'm not going to remember that whole name off the top of my head, but I am your main commentator for today, and I'm here joined with Little Man. Little Man, any thoughts on today?
Oh, well, I expect Corey to dominate unless something awry goes or happens during the race, because Corey was just incredibly quick in qualifying, like normal. I expect him to have a race like we're used to, where he kind of dominates and he really doesn't win. And the only way he doesn't win really is if there's some kind of chaotic happening close to the end. So I would expect it to be a little bit boring up front, but who knows, maybe someone will take the challenge to him that we haven't seen in a while.
Well, let's hope, because again, every race that we've seen, it's been the Corey and Michael show. Speaking of Michael, he would be starting in last with the provisional. Am I correct on that? I did misqualify.
I think that's right. Him and DJ were the provisionals.
And as you can tell, this is not the usual setting. We are on the MCRN YouTube channel. Ever since MCRN got the rights to all KRE media, we will be streaming the Bubble Cup races. So it is your same booth. Unfortunately, Agent will not be joining us today, as he will be your race control. Is that going to be every day now, or every Cup race?
I have no idea how they're going to schedule that, but for now, I guess he's the only available person for race control. So that's just how it ended up for today.
Alrighty, and we're going to go through your starting grid. Starting in first is Corey Wilson in that number 48, a dominant first couple of races. He got suspended. It kind of trying to remember the points. We'll go through points later. Napa starting in second place. Third place is, yes, the return of Kimi Ventores in the number 17 Best Buy Machine. He will be starting in third. In fourth is Gotcha Robert in the number 61. Is that a Camry? Oh. And behind him, off-brand, Rillup, Billy, Joseph, Cut, and go through more.
I think someone's jumped out there in the back. They may have to call this off. I don't know.
I'm not sure either, but a lot of cars will get through. Apologies, this is the first time I am streaming on this, so it'll get exciting. We're here in Darlington. Bubbles Cup is back, and we are green flag in the air.
Michael immediately jumped to the inside of Cut there in the back. He had a bad start. He is going to go all the way to that bottom lane. I don't think they're allowed to go any further than the bottom lane there, right underneath the dotted apron. But he was using all the track limit that he could right there to try to get some movement.
As he's going up, Kimi goes up a position, and that's Napa going into Gotcha in the back. This track is very difficult to run, so it's not easy, but once you get the hang of it, you'll definitely get the hang of it. As it looks like now there's a battle between, that's Kimi and, Corey also hit the wall.
And that's not really good from off-brand. We know from qualifying that the wear on the tires is extraordinary when you just tap the wall. So walling people up into the outside barrier is terrible for their tire life, and we will see the effects of that later in the stint. So unfortunately, the etiquette so far is not great. Everyone's just kind of walling each other into the top.
Kimi has took the lead, battling, and that's off-brand again, having some problems. But as I was saying, Kimi is battling Corey for the lead. He's picking up where he left off.
Yeah, it was looking like for a while that Kimi was going to be the front runner for the championship after Corey was suspended. But then, Kimi had hiatus from racing as well, and then it looked like it was going to go Ford's direction, but now he's suspended, so we really don't know where everything is going to happen or where everything is going to go with the championship. But these would be your primary front runners, your protagonists for the championship. Everything was to stay as it is.
As they're 5 wide, wreck in the back, hard, 3 cars. I have no clue who they are. That's Real Up, Gotcha, and is that Dim, unfortunately. Wow. And now that whole stack up in the back, everyone trying to fight for position, but unfortunate for those 3 cars.
Yeah, they were getting stacked up back there, three wide, maybe a couple rows, adjacent to one another. And if there's a track you can't do that on, it's certainly Darlington. And we see what happens when you come together and try to be too aggressive. And by the way, it's unfortunate for however many cars we've got in this wreck, because they can't reset. So it's worth saying now, while we're dealing with this first caution, they will have to come and repair their car and be significantly slower the rest of the race. So they're effectively out of contention for a win, assuming most of the cars stay clean.
Yes, and that was a new rule introduced after, was it Watkins? No, it was one of the truck races, I believe, that they made a bunch of new rules, and the non-reset thing was in effect. So in all series, all stock car series, you are not allowed to reset. You will be stuck with whatever damage you get. So basically your race is ruined depending on whatever happens. But as cars will go in pit road this time, it's everyone coming into pit. So we'll see what strategies people will take. That is Michael leading the way out of pit road with Billy in second place, along with Kimi, Corey, and that's Napa.
Yeah, given how early the caution is taking place, you probably could have pit for less fuel, less tires, and got back up to full capacity for both. And Michael probably short pit where everyone else, or at least a few people in front of him, didn't, and so he's jumped them with no loss, basically no bargain there.
Michael's actually full fuel and tires. Billy has full fuel, but still the same amount of tires. So I don't know what he did, but he did something that definitely put him all the way up to first to overtake Kimi and Corey. Kimi on a little bit less to not full 100%, and Corey not 100% either. So I'm actually very surprised.
That is interesting. I was thinking maybe they all would have gotten full capacity and Michael would have done just enough. But still short pit, but no.
It was everyone else that wasn't Michael. So it's I don't know how that works, because that really doesn't make sense. But I mean, hey, he did something and it worked out in his favor.
Yeah, I suppose he may have just lucked out with a quicker pit stop time, because there's some variance there in how quick or how slow your stop can be, and maybe it has to do with how snug you are in the box. I'm not sure, but obviously he would have had a quicker stop, I think.
Well, you know what also is that it makes sense, because Corey and Kimi were up front. They were battling for the lead, and Michael was all the way in the back with about 5 or 6 cars ahead of him. So could he have saved there?
Well, that's true. Maybe he short pit, or you know what I understand. You know what I mean by short pit. I'm just saying not taking two cans and 4 tires. But it's possible he could have saved enough that he was able to short pit and get back to full capacity for those two, the tires and the fuel, but still get out earlier. But that would have been a lot of saving to do with just 6 laps.
Definitely would be, as if you saw there, that's DJ and cut drive-through penalty for speeding. They will have to do that and serve it under green. But the race goes on. We're on lap 8, caution on lap 4, the first caution of the day. Michael will lead with Billy on the top. Billy, your Truck Series a Race 8 Michigan winner last night. Very cool race. And Michael, your Truck Series champion. So funny that they're both 1-2. As we get ready to go green, they're green again. Michael gets the jump off.
Kimi is really fighting for that P2 under Billy right into 1 and 2. I think he's going to get it. And he has cleared him. We're really, really clumped together here. About 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
It looked pretty sketchy with Cut and Napa as Cut comes into pit road along with DJ. Oh!
What is Cut doing?
Never mind.
So I guess they were both trying to serve their drive-through, but Cut has either missed it or he's decided not to take it. So now he's still back on track, but he's lost all that time.
Oh!
Spinning, guys, with Joseph.
Almost a wreck. Luckily saved him, though. That is Joseph and Corey. Corey, that would have been major implications for him.
This is terrible for Corey. He's sitting here fighting with Dim, who's a damaged car, and he's down to 76.6% tires. It's quickly going down because he's been walled a couple times.
Wow. As Dim slowly, or that, I don't know if that's how slow it is or what, like he either slowed down, but he's also going to get past these two. That's Off-Brand and Joseph, who are
Great battle for the lead, by the way.
nice.
Kimi's been working on Michael.
Kimi now on Michael. Both running decently similar speeds. Corey would be up there if... did he get walled that whole time? Because he fell back up quite a bit.
Oh, he's about to spin. He was coming off the exit of 4 right next to Joseph, I think, and almost spun off of him.
Oh.
And now he's back into the wall. Michael's into the wall. Kimi's going to the lead.
What?
Kimi will get that done really easily. A lot of people just making mistakes in 1 and 2.
Yeah,
oh, we're spinning again. Corey's fully spinning into the inside wall. He's out.
Oh, no. I was trying to
my
look at multiple things. Corey, as we were saying and literally talking about, man, what happened?
Well, at one point coming off of 2, I think, he was kind of hugging the left rear of someone and I guess maybe trying to stay off of him. He almost spun himself out. And I don't think that happened with his wreck. But it could have been a similar situation where he's spinning off the exit of the corner with someone on his outside. It didn't look like that, though.
Yeah, that was weird as your... As your 4-time winner this season. To count that real quick. Looking for his 5th, but today it'll be completely out of reach with the damage he's got. So, and actually, I'm gonna take a look at the points and see what that whole situation. He's actually in the lead. He barely passed, I believe, or honestly, I don't know how that, like, how the whole thing went, but Kimi was the leader before he went on a hiatus, correct? Do you remember?
I'm really not sure. I think maybe Kimi was looking like he was going to take over before he left, but Corey was always in the lead, I believe.
You're looking at it, Corey with a total of 1,090, and Kimi with 1,083. So that's definitely major for Corey, as he won't get the points he wanted, and this is a major thing for Kimi now that he's back. He will be able to get that lead back after his hiatus, and that is, I believe, the only one who can really be close to catching up. Those pits are open and everyone will pit. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, I think where the safer barrier is coming off 2, and I think it's the same coming off 4. I wonder if Corey had clipped that, and maybe that's what made him spin, because it looked like he had been by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
He was struggling too with the tires, obviously being walled every single time. So I think that is reasonable. That's really reasonable. Oh.
In any case, he'll have to just try to stick out the rest of this race, you know, somewhere in the back, and hope other people have some problems and make some mistakes, which for me in the truck race is kind of exactly how my race went. It was an early caution, and the first caution had a damaged truck that was essentially 10 miles an hour slower on the straight, and it wasn't in contention for anything really, but ended up finishing fourth because people made so many errors where they had drive-through penalties or were in wrecks and got damaged themselves. So he's definitely still in good running for a points day, but I wouldn't expect him to win in any case.
Definitely, but well, I say this a lot. Anything can happen, but I think a thing you want to at least keep in your mind and not really necessarily hope for, but kind of to hope for, is Kimi doesn't get a good day. That is the one thing. You don't want to get completely dropped down a bunch because you wrecked and the other dude you were fighting against had a pretty good day. And that's what it's leading to. Kimi currently leading. He's led a couple of laps, and he's been in the battle for the lead, I believe, most of the laps, all of the laps, if anything. So definitely a strong showing from Kimi after he came back, but will it last?
Yeah, that would be the worst result today is for Kimi to win. And I mean, this from Corey's perspective, for Kimi to win and for no one else to have mistakes in front of Corey. That would be the biggest punch in the championship lead. For Kimi, that's obviously the biggest punch up in the championship. So it could sway either direction here, but Kimi in control right now.
He's going to lead off of turn number 4. Billy, again on your outside, coming to the green. We're green flag back in the air. The problems with the damaged cars there, pushing a little bit weird as they enter turn 1, still side by side. Napa potentially looking for the lead.
Getting really tight there with DJ in the middle of 3 wide between Cut and Michael. Michael's come off better than all those cars around him on the run on the outside.
That is Billy taking the lead now off of Kimi and Napa. They were 3 wide in the back, and I believe a car getting walled.
Michael's going to have a great run here. He's got to the outside.
Oh!
Look at this.
Almost 3 wide. Kimi goes for the block. Side by side.
Nice job from Kimi to cut that off, but Michael's still going to come raging around the outside. That's an incredible line he's got.
3 wide still. Dang! And he just rips it. I've never seen that.
It's high risk, high reward, but he's making it stick right now.
Oh. That is Joseph up to second place and looking for the lead. He goes under the white. I believe you said something about that thing. Is that a rule, actually?
Yeah, I think they're allowing you to go just 1 lane below the dotted white. Anything further than that is going to be a violation of the track limit. Not sure what the call would be on that if David in race control saw it, but that was said in qualifying.
Well, bunch of things. Dang, I had something. Oh, a spin! Oh my gosh, and into the wall, and there goes Joseph. And that is his race.
I was just about to say it was cleaning up there in the front. It was 6 or 7 cars. And I had no idea what put Joseph around.
It was the wall clip, actually. Man.
So I wonder if it's one of the unfortunate things about the resets. You know, in some situations where you would have reset and it wouldn't have counted against you because of a track error or that sort of thing. Now it's not going to matter. Now he's got to get the damage repaired, and he's going to deal with a slower car for the rest of the race anyway. So it's one of those little wrinkles in the rules where we're seeing something different than before. Basically, a reset that wasn't your fault is now you're still going to have the consequence of that wreck.
That's racing for you. Nothing's really ever your fault sometimes, but That's how it goes. But Michael, a strong showing there, ripping that outside lane. You know, we didn't say this, but who is your pick to win?
Well, it would have been Corey before he had that problem. Now I think it would be between Michael and Kimi, because Kimi seemed to be the only guy to have the pace to compete with Michael. I mean, if Michael kept ripping the top line like he is, and he's not going to get punished for it in the wall, if he could be that consistent, I don't think anyone has the lap time to compete with him.
I was going to say, the only way Kimi was able to even be somewhat close to him was when Michael was on the low lane. So it's going to be a struggle, I would say. But, I mean, definitely he would be a front runner from Michael. And take a look at that. That's Corey coming out in front with a damaged car. That, I don't know how that's going to go.
They missed a really short bit, some resources here. He's not full tires. Take a look at Michael. Michael's basically full tires. He's at 99. Corey definitely would have taken something short.
I mean, I don't know how that's going to go. I pray for the inside lane to figure out what, but I also pray for who is going to end up next to Corey coming into turn one. Again, they run more slower than the whole field without damage, so we'll see what happens here.
I think if Corey's controlling the restart, he probably won't get jumped immediately, but I wouldn't expect him to hold on longer than the exit of 2.
No, for sure. But we'll see here, and that's Napa, Rillip, and Joseph. Drive-through penalties. That's 3 cars.
And you do have to be careful about the drive-through penalties, because, yeah, obviously they hurt you in the immediate sense because they're going to have to serve this right after we go green. But also, I think once you get your 4th drive-through penalty, that's a disqualification. So you've got basically three strikes, and then the next violation is the disqualification. So 4 total. No one's really in danger of that now, obviously, but as we go through the race, you could get dangerously close to that.
And going back, actually, I don't think it could ruin you that much. We saw DJ and I don't know who else, but they had a drive-through penalty, and they were able to be on the lead lap. So we'll see what happens here. Corey gets the jump off as we're green flag. Michael has that high lane, so he's definitely going to be running that, but we'll see what happens to Corey in these next couple of turns.
Wow, DJ really trying to hold 3 wide on the bottom there underneath that apron. It's a tough line to run. Napa's coming down to serve his drive-through.
Whoa, Dim! What are you
Dim
doing?
Really sitting in the 3.
That's nothing a damaged car should be doing, as going up front, Corey is still holding on to that lead, battling Billy and Michael.
That's unbelievable.
That just shows you the skill and talent that Corey has to this field, the rest of the field. And he's losing it now.
Corey's in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, the wreck, I believe that's Gotcha, but they save it. That was Gotcha to Corey. Gotcha to Kimi, apologies. And you got to be so careful to not wall someone like that, because it doesn't just potentially ruin you, it ruins the other dude. So you just get super tight there too.
Yeah, they both would have, I don't know if Gotcha got on the wall, but Kimi certainly was in the wall, so you'll definitely lose a lot of tire life from an incident like that, and you'll feel that for the rest of the stint.
Speaking of Kimi has fallen back all the way to 9th, or did he start somewhere near that?
I think he was definitely further up than that, but would have been in the middle of all that chaos.
Unfortunate for Corey, but Kimi, oops, that's the second time. Drive-through penalties are served, and that's
Oh, what a
Corey.
block.
Whoa. What is he doing?
Yeah, Corey just fully blocked DJ on the inside there. Very late reaction.
Yeah,
Probably lucky he didn't get spun out.
I mean, what are you doing as a damaged car, trying to block and battle these guys? I mean, he was able to hold off in front, but you have to be super aggressive. And honestly, I mean, Corey has that aggression, but he's got to be so careful, and especially with this type of track, this is not where you want to run stupid.
Yeah, this type of track, and also just the lack of situational awareness, the fact that he's got a damaged car that is really not in a place to compete with the top runners. The hold-up DJ there is not helping his race at all, really.
That's DJ and Cut battling for 4th place. As Cut going to the inside, he's going to have the run on DJ, and he's going to take that. Nope, he's still side by side with him.
Billy and Joseph have hung around Michael a little bit longer than I thought they would have. So they're not running bad right now.
Joseph is a damaged car in 12th place.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, you're right. So he would have been lapped already.
But Billy.
On that case, it's only Billy.
Yeah, but talk about Billy. I mean, I said in the truck race yesterday, he's had so many opportunities, but he was just never able to capitalize to get that win. I mean, he's showing it strong currently, but will he have enough for the long run?
Michael's going to go by with ease right here, unless he hits the wall.
Was that him hitting the wall?
I think if he touched it, it would have been a slight scrub, but it didn't hurt him at all. So, yeah, Billy's in a really good position. You know, he's not having to deal with these.
No!
Oh, he's about to get spun.
And you were saying?
Oh my goodness, Billy almost threw his race away off of the nose of a lap car. Maybe I was speaking too soon there, but the idea was that the battle going on for 3rd and 4th back is looking really good for Michael and Billy up front. As long as they could just run their line and put in the lap times, have good pace, they're looking in control.
Going
But
back.
man, one mistake.
Go on.
One mistake on the front end of Rillip would end it immediately for Billy.
Happened a lot, actually, to Rillip in the truck race. It was definitely one of the main guys to unfortunately cause problems. As going back here in 4th place, that is, or 3rd, apologies, that's Cut, DJ, and off-brand, and another spin! That is the 84.
Oh.
That's
I believe he's out of it, right?
It's 2 times. Oh, and Kimi head on.
Trying to make sure he is completely out of the race.
Oh my gosh!
Him
Never
as
mind
well.
him. Well,
wow. That's pretty bad for Cup drivers right there to not slow down under yellow. The guy wrecking in front of you.
And talk about Joseph. That was the 2nd time he's done that. Or into turn number 1, he hits the outside safer barrier, and he's just gone. He's DNF'd. If that wasn't him officially out, he's definitely out now. So.
Yeah, the more that happens, the more I'm thinking that's probably what happened to Corey.
But, I mean, that was off of turn number 2. Can you still do that with it going outwards instead of in?
And that's why I was confused with it, because typically we see it on the entry where the safer barrier starts. But I don't know. I mean, if it just happened to Joseph there, it's not inconceivable that Corey had the same problem coming off of 2. And I don't remember a car being around him. And it's not like hitting the wall alone is going to send you around like that. Yeah. So I think he had to have something weird happen with the right rear, just touching that safer barrier exit, maybe it hooking or grabbing him in a weird way. But it is kind of odd that you spin inside instead of to the outside wall in that case.
Yeah. as you saw there, pits will be open this time, and Joseph is disqualified for disconnecting. So it was, I mean, maybe he raged quit, but who knows, as Zed got a drive-through penalty for pitting under a closed pit. Hold on.
Yeah, I wonder if that was going to be a DNF for Joseph if he hadn't disconnected, because it didn't look like there was really suspension damage.
So we're a little late to this, but it is off-brand as Zed?
I guess it has to be,
Okay.
because I don't see a Zed anywhere. So now we know who that is.
I was gonna say, definitely off-brand to his name. So now that we know it's Zed, but I guess that makes sense now. What do you think about it? Isn't doing the best on track. Corey doing another one of these things. Pitting very short and ending up kind of as the leader as Rilip and Zed stayed out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with Zed. Rilip, I think, was trying to get his lap back. With everyone pitting in front of him, I think it was possible that he could get his lap back. Not completely sure.
At 51% tires, though, that's I don't know if that was really the move.
And they are going to let him wave around. So that was the purpose in that. Well, you never know. When cautions stack up everybody, and you have a good chance of another caution right after that, then this would be perfect for Rilip. He would have gotten his lap back, and they could just pit under the next pacing.
Well,
but you know, that assumes that we'll have another wreck here in a second.
The cautions have been just stacking up, though, ever since that first caution on lap number 4. It's been the same people mostly, but cautions, 3 cautions. So let's hope we don't see another one. Let's get a long green flag stint. But I mean, we'll see. Oh.
It looks like the clean cars we have right now are Billy, Kimi, Napa, Michael, DJ, Cut, Zed, and I believe that's it. Those are your clean cars. Everyone else is damaged. So in some way it's going Corey's direction a little bit like that. He's actually got a lot of people dealing with less performing cars.
But he's doing things smart as he takes off. He leads everyone to the green flag with that damaged car, along with Gotcha and Dim. The whole inside lane was damaged cars, so we'll see what happens in the next. That's Michael, Kimi, and Dim. That is not where I would want to be if I was Michael.
Yeah, Michael got such an insane start off of the restart zone and was just flying around the outside, but had to check up, I think. And then his exit speed was very poor, so they started coming back down the middle and the inside again. Oh, Michael tried to switch back to the inside there and hit Kimi in the back. Kimi's got a huge run now.
But it's not going to help him. No, he actually did it pretty good. Corey into the wall. Corey into Kimi. And everyone getting stacked up, moved around, but that actually helped Kimi.
Yeah, that was rough. I thought for sure someone was going to spin out when they stacked up that heavy, but Kimi has gotten out pretty cleanly. And you're seeing the clean cars start to take over right now. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to 6 with Billy is all your clean cars, I believe. Cut right behind him actually is another one. So everyone has gotten through the damaged scrap pretty easily so far.
The scrap is crazy, though. It's a little mean. But, I mean, honestly true, though. You don't want to be behind them, especially what had happened to Corey is the risk of doing that. You ruin your race. You don't just ruin your race, you ruin everyone else's. And you don't want that to happen, obviously, especially Corey. So,
I think Corey's doing what he can to be in the lead and control, and then just try to at least be ahead of all the damaged cars and maybe challenge with some clean cars. So it's not a terrible idea, but when he's gotten to the wall like he has in the middle of 2 there, that's just there's no way he can stay up.
Take a look there. That's Michael contesting for the lead against Kimi. Side by side
He's got a
now.
nice push there.
Kimi coming now. He's going to stay on the outside. He's taking away that line that Michael had perfected, but he's actually not going to use what he was using. So we'll see where Kimi ends up as he's going to try to go to the outside. He goes switch back to the inside, but he does not have enough of a run. He's going to stay relatively side by side, but Kimi's going to lay off.
Yeah, probably smart by Kimi not to go up into the left rear of Michael there, and both of them go to the wall and have to pick up the pieces. So he broke pretty early and conservatively in the entry of 3, and he's just kind of settled back into P2 for now. Michael's going to be tough to track down, though, with clean air. When he gets his line, he is so much faster.
For sure, and it's been shown ever since Bristol. Once Michael got in that lead, he kept it. He did not go away from it. As I say that, he goes into the wall.
Pretty big battle going back there with Billy and Gotcha. In front of them, DJ and Cut still side by side, so a couple of battles going around on track.
But you know what? Let's put some spotlight on this DJ and Cut. They have been battling for, I think, like 20, 25 plus laps now, even past the cautions, as DJ slowly goes away from him as Cut pulls away. That's going to end that battle pretty quickly. But now there's another one brewing up for second place. That's Napa and Kimi.
Napa really sent it into 1. Let's see if he can get any rotation to challenge Kimi again. I think he oversent it in the entry of 1 and had to slow a little too much there. I was going to say it was surprising, though, for Napa to be giving that much pressure on Kimi. He was doing quite well. As you mentioned with Cut and DJ, they're going side by side once again, so DJ didn't take long to get back up to Cut again.
They're still side by side. Yeah, they might have been actually Cut hitting the wall or something, because they're farther away from that pack up front. But yeah, it's just
DJ got
mess-ups.
really slow.
I guess that's why they're both together, but still an insane battle. Look back up to third. Napa caught back up to Kimi.
Yeah, having to overslow on the exit of 2 is killer, because it could really mean being about 10 to 15 miles an hour slower down the straightaway than that entire time.
Everyone trying to run a clean race after the many cautions of the first 40 laps. Everything's been a little quiet, which is best case scenario. I mean, but I think it's worst if you are Corey. You don't. What he was doing was perfect. You being able to pit so you can beat everyone off pit road, keep the lead, maybe take it and have it for the whole time. Do you think we're going to see that during the end of the race if he's still on that lead lap?
Yeah, I think Corey will do everything in his power to put himself in contention. And if it's possible strategically to take something short on the pit stops and be in the front again, he absolutely will take it. Because control on the restarts can be the difference maker, whether or not you win or you finish outside of the top 5, because of how aggressive people can be, how chaotic those restarts really are. So I would definitely want to be on the front row if it was at all possible with the pit strategy.
Especially with that, I had it. It was there. It was so close. Especially with overtime. How infinite overtimes, and overtime being 2 laps. You have so many opportunities to be in that position. So, I mean, this track has shown to be a little chaotic once a whole pack is packed up, and especially once we see it on the final laps, we will see all hell break loose. So, oh, take a look at Kimi there.
I think we'll expect to see some more green flag stops as we keep going here. Billy and Corey are now in. Rillick was in just a few laps ago. So we're starting to do our rounds. This is where you really don't want to throw away your race with a bad pit entry, or you may speed or overflow or something, or completely miss it. There's so many things that can go wrong on a pit entry and under green flag, and it's going to test everybody with some of the fundamentals here in the next few laps.
Definitely, as Napa takes second place from Kimi, and Cut is starting to close in on these top two. I don't know if it's Michael being hecka fast and they're just slow, or they're just slow and things are happening.
He is fast, man, because he's at 22.9% tires at the moment, but earlier when he was about 30 to 40% in tire life, he was still getting up to 186, 187 by the end of the backstretch, and that is comparable to some of the better times we saw in qualifying. So his exit speed at a 2 with his line has just been utter nonsense, man. He's going so much quicker than what people would have been doing, even on fresh tires.
And I want to, oh, and a wreck! That is, I believe, Dim spinning into turn number 1. As I was also going to say, this helps Kimi. Kimi had overshot pit road. Him and DJ both overshot pit road, so that saved them desperately, especially DJ. I mean, he pit before the caution came out, but damn, I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, Michael had just gotten past him. He was by himself. I wonder if it's the same thing we've been talking about. Maybe hitting that wall somewhere close to the middle or exit of 2, and then it's snatching you around. In any case, he's definitely out of it. You can see the left rear tire just about to come off the axle, looks like. Yeah, that car, I think, is completely out of it. We should see him despawn, I believe, in a little while.
Yeah, he's still going. I don't know what they're doing. They're letting him, like, celebrate or something?
Yeah, I have no idea what they're letting him do here.
I think he's just going to try to limp it. I don't know why he's still going, but I mean, Dim, one of the tracks he showed promise at was Talladega, but he was a little bit of a wild card there. He sent it places you don't want to go, and he risked everything to get that win, and unfortunately came up just short. Dim is DNF'd. Corey drive-through penalty, so that's gonna hurt him even more. And is that 2 drive-through penalties?
I think so. I don't think David would have put the entry there in race control if it wasn't 2 drive-through penalties. So he has invoked 2 rules. He's invoked the pit exit rule, which I believe is that yellow line we see below the dotted white, which you have to stay under until the backstretch. So I believe Corey would have violated that, and also sped. So I think he is saying that there are 2 drive-through penalties, which is not nothing, because even though he has a damaged car, there's a lot of people with damaged cars, and he's really taken himself out of contention even with those guys.
It's going to potentially be 4 laps down. So I think what we were talking about, he can kind of kiss that goodbye, as Corey will definitely fall short unless something happens to Kimi. But, I mean, you'll never know. This actually happened yesterday. Chino, the number 21, had 2 drive-through penalties. I think it was like, it came back-to-back. It wasn't 2 at the same time, but it was 2, one after another. Or it might have been 2 at the same time, actually. Because he had a 1 originally, and then he had 2. So I think that is what happened. But
yeah,
it's unfortunate. Corey's got to do one of
Corey's
his pit
done
stops
this
again.
He's doing this again, yeah.
I mean,
And honestly, even before or sorry, even after the penalties, Corey was still doing some questionable things in the pit road. I mean, he had passed DJ before the entry line to pits. His DJ probably overslowed. That's one thing to mention, is that your pacing speed is a little bit higher than the actual pit limiter speed, so you do have to slow down. I think DJ overslowed and Corey went by him. But then Corey ran into someone in their box before he actually settled into his own box as well. So he's done some weird things.
And another weird thing you want to call out is his fuel and tires. He took nothing. I mean, maybe he took 2 tires, but he's at 53% and 8.9 gallons of fuel. So
yeah, he definitely would have had to take tires, given the percentages we were seeing everybody on. But I'm not sure about the fuel. Maybe it would have been half a can or a full can, something like that. I think it would have been half a can.
strange things for the number 48 of Corey, who is, I don't know what he's doing. He's 2 laps down too, so we'll see what happens. But 2 damaged cars will take up your first 2 rows. That's Corey and Gotcha. Gotcha still on the lead lap, and Michael in 2nd place, looking to just overtake and potentially do his little highline thing.
Yeah, I expect Michael to fly past Gotcha, and I would probably expect Cut to maybe send it down that dotted white line to try to get beyond these 2 damaged cars in front of him. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried that.
We'll see here.
They got a great push on the inside, though.
They actually did. I mean, Corey, every time Corey had taken that lead, he had more of a jump on everyone. Gotcha just had a push, so imagine what it could have been as Michael Corey!
Oh, Corey's not out of it. He's not out of it. He's got to keep it off the wall. He slammed it, but it wasn't enough to give him the damage that would have taken him out, and that was all on Michael. He hit the wall on the exit of 2, slowed him down so much no one could react to it.
And wow, I mean, that could have ended 2. Corey, and then 1 heavy hitter in Michael, as he is shoving down. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of respect there with DJ. He was trying to go for the late apex, but DJ was there, was entitled to the space, and Michael just acted like he wasn't there, so maybe a little too aggressive for Michael early on in this restart.
I mean, especially after what happened just a second ago, I wouldn't be running like that as here going 3 wide. Michael cut 3 rows or 2 rows back. Michael takes the lead. Oh. And
yeah, Napa. Oh, Corey does have. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So he's actually got a tire down. So that doesn't necessarily mean he's out of the race. That was probably from him doing so many 360s trying to keep it off of the wall. So he'll have to come for tires, but he's still in the race.
That was his drive-through penalty too. So he's got 1 more. He's got to limp it back. Hold on. As we're taking a look, we're just going to keep showing you this battle. If Corey pits, does that not count as a drive-through penalty?
That's right. He would have to drive through and not stop in the box for him to serve the drive-through penalty. He cannot service the car.
So regardless, he has to go twice because of that blown tire and the drive-through penalty that he still has to serve. Cut! Battling with Michael. Apologies. Yeah. I got to just get back going to this. DJ contesting for 2nd place now. He's up there trying to get up to his playmate that he's been playing with the last couple of like 30 laps. He's not able to. Michael's just mad fast. But Cut is, where am I going with that? Oh.
He's definitely not doing bad, Cut. Michael was getting really, really close with this late apex line that he's got with someone on his inside. And if they just stick right on his left rear a little too long, he could be spinning into the inside wall. So he's got to be careful about cutting across the nose of some of these people on his inside.
Funny enough, it's been DJ the whole time, so that's just unfortunate. I mean, DJ's not the type to get... I mean, is he the type to be like really aggressive after you rough him up a little bit?
I don't know if he would rough him up, but DJ's not going to just pull over and let him by. He will stay on the inside. He will battle him. So Not always wise to cut across the nose of really anybody, but someone's going to hold their ground. That could be the end of your race.
Definitely, as Michael is just getting closer and closer to Cut, but Cut has found something that Michael hasn't, and I think it's just tires. I think, actually, let's take a look at that, actually. Michael, if you take a look here, has 61% tires, 60% going down rapidly, and Cut has 69, so about 10% more, or 9% more than Michael. So definitely helping Cut maintain this lead. But actually, we haven't seen them battle together at all during this race, so who knows who's faster?
Yeah, they haven't really been near each other, and as I said before, the high risk, high reward move that Michael has up to the top. We saw what could, cuts in the wall a little bit. We saw what could happen on that restart where he lost so much tire life, and I wonder if that's maybe what's keeping Cut ahead right now.
Potentially, as we saw Cut hit the wall earlier. Just trying to survive this long race. We're on lap 66 of 150. So still a long one heading up, and what was that? Did you see that?
I just clicked off Cut, Michael, if that's what you were looking at.
It was a weird bump entering turn number 3, so that is the bump rules you're able to reset, correct?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of the tricky thing with this. As I was saying earlier in the race, what would normally be a reset that's not counted against you because of a track error, now I think you just have to take that damage and you just got to go the rest of the race with it, no matter if it was a track error or not.
Wow. That could have been the end of his race.
Yeah, I don't know how I really feel about the new reset rules. It's interesting to have damaged cars being a little off the pace and there to be risk, and a big deterrent from racing too aggressively. But then again, we are, on a game, and there could be errors on the track, and there can be lags and freezes and all these sorts of things that could ruin someone's race, and they don't get that reset like they otherwise would have before.
It is mostly single-filed out throughout the track. It's very spread out, but the one that is not, that's Kimi and DJ. Kimi battling his way back up to where he was in the start of the race. Having a little bit of struggles, but relatively in a nice, calm area right now.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a little bit of searching to do with some of the lines. If maybe there's some dirty air and you don't want to run all the way to the top. The person in front of you, maybe that's what Kimi's looking for. But it's tough to see any advantage to be gained from running the bottom all the way around. I just don't think that it's there. I don't think the pace is there.
That is Billy and Rillip in the pit road, as you can see there. Rillip has a
blew
flat
a tire.
Yeah. Dang.
And he was on 7.1%, although that is way after he actually would have blown. So who knows where it was where he actually blew the tire. Starting to really settle down.
Very much so.
Although Kimi has put himself in the middle here.
Whoa, and
with DJ and Napa.
You said going down. It's a 3-wide battle now with Kimi, Napa, and DJ. Is Napa?
Yeah, they must have made a mistake because it didn't look like Kimi really had anything for him, and all of a sudden he's 3 wide on the bottom.
Own tire, but luckily he's in perfect position to just go into pit road. It's worked out for him.
And he's at 6. He was at 6%. So
of
I
that.
wonder where it's happening for these guys to get blown tire. Gotcha's got one as well. So a lot of these guys, they must be getting right under 20%, I guess, and then they're dealing with it, or maybe right under 10%.
Maybe 10, as Kimi
I
just
think
hit
it's
the
10.
wall. Kimi hit the wall. He's close to
10?
10. So
And Michael is well under 20. Kimmy's coming down because I guess he knows it must be 10%, so he can't really take any risk. Michael has got to come down soon. He's at 15.6%.
and Cut's at 32. So doing everything great right now. And you know what, actually? So Cut, hold on, where's Cut? Cut is at 30%. Michael is at 11 and rapidly going down. I wonder what happened to where he has to go down that much. It was
no.
Is that a rule?
Gosh, it was on the cone. The right sides were completely beyond the yellow. He went through the cone.
Oh no.
I don't know what the call is going to be on that. It was enough to hit the pit limiter, the speed limiter, so he got down to 60. The speed, I don't think. But that's as close as it gets, man. In real life, it definitely would be a violation, I think, but we'll just have to see what race control says.
That's unfortunate. Definitely one of the strongest people today. It's going to be lapped and potentially given a penalty, but all you got to hope is that he doesn't get one, I guess.
If it wasn't spotted, they'll get away with it. Or maybe it was spotted and they don't really care as long as you hit the pit limiter.
We'll find out.
It'll be interesting to see how long Cut goes and how out of sequence he will be with the rest of the field.
Yeah, we'll find out soon, especially with, I think, everyone has pit, apart from Cut. Yeah, every single person. So
If I were Cut, I'd stay out as long as I could, because you never know if a caution may come out and then you would have lapped the entire field.
I see maybe 3 more laps he could go to, maybe to 79, 80 if you want to push it. He's running that same thing that Michael was doing, and he's getting extremely close to the wall. We're going to ride on board with him, actually, just to take a couple laps. Never mind, we're not going to, because he's going to come into pit road this time. We made it.
That's very clean, but Cut.
We'll see.
So
where
he
ends
will
up.
give up that lap advantage he had on the rest of the field. But
He could have gone maybe one more.
yeah, I think maybe he could have gone a little bit longer. He is giving up a ton of time, though, to Michael. And even though he was far ahead, we'll have to see where he comes out here. Michael is just entering 3 in the center of the corner now, about to exit 4. Cut will have to be on the bottom here, this entire pit exit. So we'll see how much of this undercut is going to be in Michael's favor. I think he's going to be there. Cut has to go so slow, and he's just going over the yellow. He was very close. We'll have to see what they say about that.
No.
Michael's, wow, nice switchback from Michael to send it down to the inside. Cut's going to try to roar back around the outside to defend this lead. And he is there. He's given the space by Michael. He's got the exit speed going on the front straightaway. He's got him completely cleared. Now, all throughout this, KRE is disqualified for the DTP violation that we talked about earlier. But this battle for the lead is heating up.
I mean, we're still awaiting if what Cut did is a drive-through penalty. I mean, if it hasn't happened in the next 2 laps, I don't think he did. So I think he's clean. But both of them on decently fresh tires. We'll see who truly is the fastest.
If that was clean, it was absolutely on the limit by Cut, and it was amazing because he had to have been that close to be able to send it back around the outside in the middle of 3 and 4. He's got real pace too. He is not looking back. And Michael's all the way at 73.1%, so I think he's had some contact.
I don't know if he did off turn number 2. I'm not 100% sure, but he cut it so close to that wall. He is really pushing it.
And part of it could be that the tires just wear that quickly, because Michael was a few laps into his stint compared to when cut at finally pit. But that undercut, by the way, that undercut is going to get stronger on the next cycle, because Michael will have been closer, presumably by the time they have to pit again. We'll have to see. But if Michael does stay close enough, that undercut could be deadly again.
Well, we're gonna see. I mean, Michael has made a couple of mistakes already, so he just needs to keep it clean. Do you think pressure's getting to him, or?
I'm not sure if it's that, if it's more so just that, you know, the pretty weird situation coming off of 2, hitting the wall, Corey spinning out off of it. I think all of that resulted in some tire wear that gave Cut an advantage and it put Michael off cycle. Cut is kind of just in a Goldilocks position with his tire life to be able to control the race right now.
Well, sometimes forget there is dirty air too. So, is there?
There is some. I don't think it's that much, but I mean, it could be wrong. I think I've seen people be able to genuinely follow close. Yeah, I'm in the same line, so.
Luckily for that.
It could be that the dirty air is there, but since there's such a high ceiling for skill of a track, it could not really matter if someone's just going that much faster than you. Oh, DJ's into the wall, and Napa is going to start challenging him again.
But I say it's getting very quiet as I say that there, or as I was thinking that. Again, this DJ and Napa thing. Napa stuck behind DJ as he hit the wall. It goes a little bit more slower. This is allowing Kimi to slowly catch up.
Yeah, Kimi's going to be on top of him, and the tire wear for Kimi looks a little bit more comparable to Michael, who's close to around 50%. DJ has really hurt his tires. And taking a look at Napa, he's even worse than DJ. So these guys have had some mistakes that have allowed Kimi back into the mix for this last podium position. And it's put them way off of the fight for second.
Yeah, definitely way off of it. And Cut slowly getting closer to the lap car of Rilla.
I think Napa maybe just letting Kimi go by. He had a good run and doesn't look like he has any interest in challenging him all that much.
At least you got some guys to do that, because some people would just fight you, regardless if they had a chance or not. But at least we got some people to do that.
That's true. Yeah, Napa's generally one that has some good situational awareness and some good driving etiquette. Billy's in the pits, and I think Zed may be following him in. He is.
At 50% tires, so I actually don't know why he's doing that.
DJ is going to be under pressure here from Kimi very soon. I expect DJ and Napa to be making their pit stops earlier than Kimi and Michael, and Kimi and Michael earlier than Cut. So see if Michael has anything for Cut. I don't think Kimi would have anything for either of them, but I expect him to beat this battle with DJ and Napa.
Speaking of Napa, Napa tried to pit just now, and he unfortunately oversent it, so he will be having to go around again, but lost a lot of time.
That's unfortunate, man.
Kimi!
And he's on 6.4% tires. Napa, he might blow it here before he can get back down again. He did blow it. I'm sorry I had to interrupt there with Napa blowing a tire, but yeah, Kimi got past DJ.
I don't know if that was Kimi, or I don't know if that was DJ going slower than Kimi, like the same thing with Napa, but I don't know, actually. Hold on, let's take a look. Kimi. Oh, and Zed disqualified for disconnecting. That's going to be another car retired. Unfortunately, we are down to 8 cars now. Going back to what I was saying, Kimi on 25% tires, and as I was going to say, DJ coming into pit road on 15%. Or attempting to. He did it.
That was pretty close. It's that last little turn in. That cone is just a little bit skinnier than I think people realize, and it's getting tough to really make that entry.
I mean, you'd think people would learn by now.
Yeah, it's just kind of deceptive. It feels like you can go down that bottom line with a pretty good speed throughout 3 and 4, and then you get to that last part where it just cuts further and further in, and they just don't have that turning radius anymore. Car becomes like a boat. It's tough to gauge. So Michael has got a full tank of fuel. He's got 100% tires. Obviously, we expected him to bit earlier than Cut because he's out of sequence. But we'll see what kind of advantage he can eat into and how long Cut goes again. I mean, Cut doesn't have to pit for a while. He's at 39.8%. Oh, but he's hit the wall. And he's being held up by Gotcha.
You know, this
is...
Go on.
I was going to say, this is not great for Cut because it's not obvious that he's got the win in the back pocket right now. So he doesn't need to be slowed up by lap cars, and he doesn't need to be in the wall.
Continuing all of what you just said, like, that might have been the length that Michael needs, and especially him pitting a lot earlier will definitely help him.
Yeah, it's also true that whenever Cut does come out of the pits, he'll have such better tire advantage that it may not matter if Michael gets the undercut done, because then essentially Michael will turn into the prey and cut the Predator at the end of the race with a good advantage. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It might be the only battle worth looking at really anywhere on the track. This Kimi is probably going to lock up third pretty easily if he's clean in and out.
Kimi is into pit road as everyone has pit. The only one who hasn't is Cut again. So we'll see. Hold on, wait. You see, Cut is at 20%. Billy is at 62. We're going to see this kind of tire life and how big of an advantage it is. So we'll see what. Never mind, we're not going to see it because Cut is going to pit a little bit earlier than last time. Oh, he might miss it. He does. Wait, does he? What? I don't even. Wait. Because now Cut just full on missed it and then went back in. He got limiter and a caution is out.
Oh,
ow!
DJ's around.
What?
Oh my goodness. So DJ had a clean car. He's dropped it on the middle of 3 into 4. Oh my goodness. And that may have just been a blessing for Cut. Is he going to get full fuel and tires and be a lap ahead of everyone, maybe except for Michael?
Yeah, Michael will be the only one to still battle with him. So he still has competition, but that... Well, no, regardless you what. No. never mind. But like, perfect timing for him. But is he gonna get a penalty for his entry? Because he overshot. Okay, he hit limiter, but he went out of the yellow line and then went right back in.
Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't see it. Was he like 2 tires over the yellow line?
Not even
4?
2. I think he was almost all 4, maybe 3.
So it's tough to say because I'm not sure what the rule is going to be that David uses. You know, sometimes it may be 2 over is fine. Sometimes it may be that 4 over is fine if you get back to the limiter. And I wonder if that's what the rule is. As long as they hit the limiter, then they're fine. If that's the case, then you couldn't make this any more perfect for cut. They barely made it, and for the timing of the caution during his pit cycle.
So that is now, as everyone catches up. Where is Cut? No, they're over there. Okay, so it is Cut, Billy, Michael, Napa, and Kimi, all with clean cars. So that's 5 out of the 4. Wait, wait. My math's not right. Oh yeah, because someone Zed DNF'd, so that's 5 out of the 3. 3 out of the 8 drivers, people, by the way, not pitting. 3 out of the 5 drivers. 3 out of the 9. Take it away a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're trying to calculate there, but there could be something there. I'm just not sure what you're going for. But I was a little confused on the lap counts for everybody. And I'm guessing that everyone had passed Cut to get back on the lead lap, other than the cars that were already a lap down anyway. So the cars that would have lost their lap during the cycle got it back. So the caution came out late enough that Cut was able to go to the pits without having kept this lap on the rest of the field. So I guess that 1 through 5th basically are all going to be on the same lap, and they're all going to have relatively similar gas and tire life, because they all pitted where Cut didn't really need to because he just came out. So it should be just a straight shot, 1 through 5th, all on the lead lap.
And then 4 out of the 5 cars in the top 5 are not damaged. Unfortunately, DJ.
Yeah, I forget about DJ now having to deal with damage now, so he's kind of going to be out of it as well. And I wonder if these lap cars are going to stay where they are, because if they are, that's a nice little barrier for Cut. Oh boy.
Oh no.
Under caution as well. That is the worst kind of mistake. He would have had the race swing heavily in his direction. The fact that he was going to be on the lead lap and fighting for a win here with this restart, and now he's got to drive through. So,
I mean, on the bright side, I don't know if there's a bright side actually. I mean,
well, the bright side for Kimi in all of this is that Corey had a terrible race.
Yeah,
but you want to maximize your points and maximize your chances, and a drive-through penalty, speeding under caution is definitely not how to do it.
You don't go a lap down with a drive-through penalty, if I can remember. Again, we saw DJ take a drive-through penalty in the beginning of the race, and he was able to overcome it and be still on the lead lap. But I guess we'll see officially here on Kimi's when he goes for a drive-through. But so I wouldn't say his race is done yet. By no means is it. Definitely him. No one else. No other person under the top 4 can still save the race. So Kimi is at least lucky for that. But
he'll have a good finish no matter what.
No, yeah.
Unless he just completely DNFs or something. But I think he'll still have a good finish. Even after serving the drive-through, he may even be in contention if a caution came out after he served it. But we'll find out.
We'll find out here. Lap 103. We're green flag. After another caution, DJ goes for a hard hit. But Cut will jump to the lead with Billy in 6th place. He's a lapped car, but he's one that doesn't have damage. Michael going 3 wide now. He takes and gets ahead of these damaged cars, and Napa following through.
If Michael keeps it clean, we'll see his raw pace again, and Cut might not be able to stick with that. So this will be interesting. It's maybe the only time we see all race where they're on level fuel and tires and just going head to head.
As Napa doesn't look like he's having that speed on the low lane to be able to get to Michael, especially with that high lane run. The very hard and very risky high lane run.
It pays off quite well though if you can make it stick and exit on the bottom on that late apex. He was up to 188, 189 maybe by the time he entered 3. That's a ton of overspeed coming out of the corner.
They're almost evenly distributed, 1, 2, 3. So maybe the decent speed as Michael goes into the wall along with Napa. That's not going to help him get up to Cut.
No, it's not. He's almost 10% down on the life that Cut has in his tires. So this is exactly what put Cut in the driver's seat for the race earlier, and now he's right back in that in the optimal position.
Michael needs to do what he's been doing in the beginning of the race and not make these mistakes. And he made a mistake. He's
jumped out of his car.
Oh no.
What in the world?
And what's the ruling on that?
I think it should be a disqualification.
Oh, wow. I mean,
the other DNF for disqualification. I'm not really sure what the not sure what the call is going to be, and I'm not sure how it even happened. But you know, one thing we've always mentioned at the beginning of the races is to get rid of the jump power.
That's not on Michael. That was unfortunately strictly on race control for not doing that. So waiting on a call on for Michael.
Yeah, it's always two-sided here. Obviously, it's on the person that jumps out, making the mistake. But yeah, because it's so easy to inadvertently hit your space bar, the responsibility is generally on race control to make sure they turn that ability off.
What?
So he's going to be disqualified for disconnecting, but that doesn't tell us what would have happened if he had jumped and just stayed in. I think maybe it would be a DNF instead. But in any case, he's got a DQ.
Unfortunate, but we've got 7 cars now. And I don't think anyone is fast enough to contend with Cut, apart from Kimi, but Kimi is very far away.
Yeah, I don't think Napa would have it.
Unfortunately, saying that, yeah, he's fast. He's able to be top 3. But now that everyone who was ahead of him left, I think, or who was ahead of him got disqualified or DNF'd in some case, I don't think he has the speed to go with Cut.
What's interesting, and as we've seen so many times with all of these races in every series, it's like if you just don't wreck, and you don't get penalized, you could walk into a podium. That's the state of the class of the field right now. You have to do the minimum to get a podium.
And even then, if you have damage, you're able to be up there.
That's right.
DJ,
Something still could happen to these cars and a damaged car on the podium.
speed of a car on a podium, actually. DJ had it been hitting the wall. He's going slower, obviously, than Kimi. So who knows how long it will be until Kimi can actually crawl his way back up to potentially take third place from DJ.
Yeah, I guess I kind of took it for granted that Kimi would have taken this third from DJ, but that drive-through would put him so far behind. We may not need anything else to happen for a damaged car to be on the podium.
As the laps are winding down, so and there's not many people to try and pass or could pass, so you just got to run your race clean, as that is Rillup on the very low lane, I believe trying to pit, was unfortunately not able to.
And he's in danger of blowing as well. He's at 11 and that's quickly going down. They could very easily blow in the middle of a corner. And we could stack right back up if he doesn't make it down cleanly. It is blown, but I think it just means he's going to understeer now all the way to the pit entry. A lot of blown tires we've seen so far in this race.
A lot, and I think that's just them missing pit road, because I mean, actually people try to push it a little too much. I think we've seen that barely, but most of the people end up missing pit road when you were just so close to making it, and then it ruins it.
Well, all Cut really has to do is just keep running these laps as cleanly as he can. And he'll have a nice win under his resume.
That's really all he could do, so you can't really... You might be able to catch up to the lapped car of Kimi, but it really depends.
Yeah, it's unfortunate we weren't going to see the battle that looked like it might happen between Cut and Michael, but sometimes that's how it happens.
And that was going to be great too. That's just always what happens, is you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing I expect maybe to happen as we wind down the race is maybe for Kimi to eventually catch DJ, so that may be a gap to keep an eye on. It maybe was around 15 seconds the last time around, so we'll see how much he's really eating into that. And I think maybe they're all going to pit one more time.
I think so.
So Kimi is eating into that gap.
You know, I don't think everyone's going to pit one more time. I think DJ might be able to pit just once. No, never mind. I forgot everyone had, and there was a caution, and that ended up making everyone very close together. So, yeah, I see one more time, like right before the finish. But that could shake things up, though. Like, people making mistakes because they want to make it to the finish. So, potentially we could see something big happen.
Yeah, you absolutely could see something crazy. How difficult the pit entry has been and how many blown tires we've seen. We haven't seen a blown tire, I think, in the middle of a corner, which they could have someone spinning out at caution. So that's always a possibility. Cuts coming in.
Barely making it in, and he's going to cleanly go in.
Have a 30 lap stint ahead of him to make it to the victory, ideally for him. You know, DJ on fresher tires than Kimi will be putting in probably faster laps, but not as much faster as he could go since he is damaged. So as they go throughout this pit cycle, whenever Kimi finally comes in, we'll see how much further ahead DJ is and how much of a gap he has to eat into for this last podium spot. And that may be the most compelling battle to watch. Probably will be for the rest of the race.
I think DJ just keeps hitting the wall. So definitely not running the best, but let's hope it's enough.
So I think, how new is Billy to the stock car scene?
I think ever since, hold on, I might actually know. I want to say since maybe Dega or Bristol. Even like, he's not so new, but he's again, he's raced a couple of races and has been really close a couple of times.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's put in some good performances, I think, and one of the newer drivers that I would be surprised if he got out of the win in a cup.
Back to back for the
obviously
weekend.
Kimi's coming down, maybe? No, he's just gonna let Cut go around his outside. But oh boy, I mean, if I were Kimi, I would have come down that lap because he's now at 8.5% tires, and surely, yep, he's blown.
Gonna have to limp it all the way around, so he probably should have pit there. And I think this makes his chances of getting that podium a lot worse.
Yeah, it's definitely worse for him, but honestly, he didn't lose that much time on a blown tire through 1 and 2. Maybe it's not terrible.
Yeah, he was still pretty fast.
He was going so much slower though than DJ, who was on those fresh tires. Now DJ, if he makes enough mistakes, he may be in danger of not making it to the end with these tires. So he may have to pit again anyway, and that would take out the battle between him and Kimi. But if he were to be able to make it from here, Kimi's going to have so much fresher tires. I don't think he would have a problem running him down at the time he has.
And we'll see here if he keeps on doing, or keeps on having some of the issues. And Cut just very, very nicely keeping this lead as we hit 24 to go. You can finally see the to go on the ticker.
Kind of weird the gaps right now, seeing Kimi a lap down and DJ still on the lead lap, but I just don't know if DJ is going to be able to hold him off.
Yeah, DJ's a whole turn and a little bit of the straightaway away from Cut. So I think Kimi's gone. Yeah, that blown tire definitely did not help. And Cut almost just wrecked off of turn number 4, hitting the barrier. So that could have just ruined him. You saw him get loose there and hit the wall again, but definitely affected his tires and could have affected his race. That, wow.
So I was looking at Kimi and missed it, but is it kind of what we've been guessing has been happening to other people, getting grabbed by the wall and spinning out to the inside?
I think it was what exactly happened to Corey. Yeah, he went up, hit it, he went back into the thing. I think what happened to Corey though is he tried to save it, so he was going in reverse to do that. So that's why we saw him go to the inside wall instead of the outside. But Cut just went straight into the outside and was able to save it though. So very, very, very crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's scary stuff for Cut. You've got such an advantage. I mean, you really don't even have to be that close to the margin there.
And I think that advantage is going away as Cut is on 45% tires. Napa is on 52. So something might be brewing now. And with 19 to go, they still got to pit one more time. We'll see who pits first and who will come out on top, either Napa or Cut.
Yeah, something maybe brewing there. And if Kimi was in a better position, something may be brewing for the win for him if he was able to make it all the way to the end and not have to pit. But I think it's only going to be enough for third, given how far away he is from Cut and Napa. I know he's still a lap down, but I just don't think DJ's going to be able to make it. And if he doesn't make it and pits, and Kimi doesn't pit and makes it, I would expect him to jump DJ.
I mean,
weird things developing there.
No, definitely. And again, anything can happen. You saw with Cut almost very close to wrecking. That could happen again or happen to any other person. Then the caution comes out and it just changes everything.
If you're Kimi though, and the idea is to try to jump DJ who may have pit again, then I absolutely can't have any problems on the wall. You've got to be able to extend your stint with as much tire life as possible. So if you're Kimi, your only option really is to run as clean as possible and just put in good pace and stay off the wall.
He's running decently too. Cut now on 20% tires with Napa on 35. But now that I'm looking at it, Napa has to pit for fuel. He's on 2 gallons as DJ is on 9. Oh, DJ, what? Hold on, sorry. As Cut is on 10 gallons. So a whole 8 gallons more. So regardless of him having the tire advantage, he still doesn't have the fuel.
Right. I also just saw Rillup almost take out Cut, our leader, because he missed his pit entry.
It's
pretty scary.
See that, but that could have gone horrible. As again, Rillup, the past couple of races, he's not been the best. I'll say that.
Nappa's having to deal with Kimi on his inside because Kimi has fresher tires and is wanting to go by. Nappa really needs to come out of the pits though. So we'll see how much longer he goes. Rilip is going to come in. Cut missed it. Cut missed his pits, dude. Cut missed it. I just watched it in front of him as I was spectating Nappa, and Cut is really overslowed.
Oh!
But he couldn't make the commitment, and he's being swarmed by Nappa and Kimi.
And again, things will change just like that in an instant. Nappa is your new leader, and Kimi's back on the lead lap.
He's got to get down, though. Is he going to try to pit now?
He can't.
Yeah, I guess he's going to go one more lap. He's going to really cut it close with his fuel, but he's going one more lap around. Cut's going to retry this pit entry. He's got a tire down. He's going wide again. Cut's gone completely wide. He's got to get it right down.
Oh!
He's lost so much time.
Oh my gosh, but Nappa's going slow. But this is crazy because now this put Nappa in a prime position to potentially strike for this win.
He's got to come down this time. Surely Nappa's got to come down this time.
Yeah, there he is.
He is.
All right.
If everything's clean, he should be well in the lead in front of Cut and be fully in control. He's gone wide, but he's got to get it back down. They're going to let him go back into the commitment. It's not great, but it's going to be quicker than Cut. Oh boy, this pit entry, dude. We were talking about how much the fundamentals are going to catch people out, and it's just turned into a loss of a lead.
On MCRN, we're showing you the free cam thing on how far Cut and Nappa are. Nappa now getting out of his pit. We see Cut all the way in turn number 4. Who will get out first? But remember, he still has to hug that inside. And I think that mistake that happened with Nappa cost him completely.
Oh, wow. It cost him dearly. I can't believe Cut's going to come back around.
And that is, I think, the race. I think that's it.
I cannot believe Cut has gotten back in front of Nappa after all that. That is unbelievable. That's ridiculous. Unless it's a different lap. I guess we're gonna find out here. And no, it is not. So Cut is ahead on merit after all the mistakes. But Nappa is going to be right there fighting with him because Cut's in the wall again.
Take a look at the tire life. That's Nappa with 94% tires and Cut with 76. That's a whole 20% difference. My math might be a little bit wrong, but it's roughly there. We got ourselves a battle now.
So the new tires must be so incredibly powerful that it was enough for Cut to overcome the mistakes and retain the lead, but Nappa surely is going to be on his heels because of how much greater his tire life is, how much of the undercut he would have eaten away having less mistakes than Cut.
Now,
that's going to be close, man. 9 laps to go.
Throwing this out there, I doubt it's even possible. But do you think Kimi's just going to stay out like the whole time?
I expect Kimi to stay out and still beat DJ. I don't think he's going to have enough to beat Cut and Nappa. As I was saying before, I thought that Kimi get pit late enough to be able to beat DJ, who would have to pit again, but not enough to overcut Cut and Nappa. So I expect them to catch him and pass him, but who knows, man. If they make enough mistakes, they may not be able to capitalize on their tire advantage.
A 3-car battle with 30 to 40 laps to go. It seemed like Cut had it locked in ever since Michael had DNF'd. But now, after just unfortunate circumstances in every single bit and aspect of Cut and even Nappa, there is a battle, and we're going to see Cut try to make the move on Kimi. Unless Kimi kind of slides him up, he's going to stay relatively clean. He does.
Yeah, Cut's got to make this clean because Nappa's going to come on his heels, come nipping at his heels very quickly if he doesn't make use of this tire advantage on Kimi as quick as he can. Kimi's going to slide up. Napa's going to try to nip underneath him probably and get this done a little bit quicker. So Cut did gain some time, or sorry, Napa did gain some time on Cut with the interchange with Kimi there. Kimi, I'm worried about, may not have enough to make it to the end and still beat DJ, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. The battle for the lead is what we're going to look at primarily.
We are 5 to go as Cut keeps a little gap ahead of Napa.
Napa with a pretty good line, it looks like. Just dipping the left sides underneath the dotted white line, trying to get the late apex as normal. Maybe there was some mistake there for Napa. The tire advantage looks a little bit more comparable to what Cut has.
Cut also, I mean, Cut, what we've seen the whole race is Cut is the faster car. So I don't even know if there's much of a difference with the tire life going a little more down with Cut than Napa. So,
yeah,
I mean, anything could happen. Napa could get that last bit of a strength to push himself to end up getting this win as we are about to hit 3 to go. They come off turn number 4.
I think Cut may have it if he keeps running the lines like he has. He's got a really nice line in 3 and 4. He had a lot of speed going into 3 off of his exit at 2. I saw probably the best 1 and 2 from Napa I saw ever in the race last lap, and it wasn't enough to really eat into the gap. So I think Cut's got it covered off.
Yeah, Napa I think lost it. He ran very low that lap and is now slowly losing. We're going to look at the gap. It is 0.916 as we cross the line to hit 2 to go. For Cut, it is now 1 second, 1.050.
And just by the way, Kimi did not save enough. So he did have to come back into the pits just to top off, and he will be behind DJ. So the strategy for third didn't quite pay off for him. It was a good shot.
As they enter in turn number 3, coming to turn number 4, it is going to be the white flag one more time around Darlington for Cut, but Napa has closed the gap and is slowly catching up to Cut, but will it be even enough to make it past?
Man, I think Napa had a great 3 and 4 last lap and probably an okay 1 and 2, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Cut's got enough of a gap. He should be able to hit his marks and come home pretty comfortably.
What will Napa do as there's no sending? It's very clean. Cut, an amazing race. One of the ones to beat Michael. He's done it again. He's going to win at Darlington. His second.
A great race between the two.
His second win of the Bubbles Cup season. He won at Talladega. And he's going to win here. And look at that.
A little bit of congratulatory paint trading there between the two. So good sportsmanship on the winner and runner up, and I think they put in a good show for us. Napa taking it to him where I didn't think he would be able to.
He's just coming in. Is he gonna come back out? Oh no, he's just going straight to victory lane.
And a nice podium for DJ in the damaged car. Yeah, he was someone who didn't qualify and was in an earlier incident. But as I said before, a damaged car can end up in a good position if everybody in front of you makes mistakes. That's what happened for him today.
As we will get him for interviews. Well, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get final race thoughts. Little man, what do you have to say about that?
Well, in one sense, it's a bit of a chaotic show with everybody wrecking, getting penalties, and you hate to see the class of the field perform the way they have. But it was redeemed, I think, in a great battle between Napa and Cut, who kept their noses clean all race long and had the better strategy and had the better pace to overcome the issues from the other drivers. So I think in the end, the guys who won the race were the ones who showed the rest of the field how you need to do it on track. So they redeemed, I think, the mistakes of the rest of the field.
Definitely. And I think I agree. It was in the middle, there was nothing happening, but I think everything shaping up to that moment and putting it in the right place was great. That was a decent ending and an amazing winner, as we do have the winner up here. And Cut, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, you got your second win this season. How do you feel?
I feel great. Almost threw it away there at the end, but luckily we had a fast car all day, so came back.
And how do you feel that you actually almost threw that away? You had a couple of mistakes at the end, but luckily Napa had that same mistake entering pit road, but you were able to still, again, be the fastest, and just, yeah.
Yeah, I was beating myself up there at the end. I was thinking about it too much on how, if Kimi could make it, how was they gonna run him down, and I just completely blew pit road, and then coming back in, I blew a tire, but luckily I got it woed down that time and got in.
And,
It's unfortunate, but we bounced back and got the win.
little man, do you have anything?
One of the things that we thought was going on with some of the drivers that were wrecking is they were hitting some kind of wall clip, maybe on the exit of 2 or something, that was spinning them around. And we thought maybe you had done that and saved it. Is that what was going on with one of your tight moments, or can you say anything about what the other drivers may have said about their incidents?
So no one really said anything about their incidents. They were just kind of bummed out. But off of 2 one time, I did hit a little wall clip, but luckily the rear end of my car hit the wall right after, so I saved it. But yeah, I don't think it was that bad. It was what caused all the crashes, but I don't know.
And well, congratulations, Cut. Again, your second win. You get to add another one of those win stickers on your cars. But big congratulations, and hopefully good luck next week.
Yeah, thank you. Good race to everyone, and hope y'all have a good night. I still haven't eaten, so I'm gonna go dig into this food a little happier.
All right, we've got a new championship leader because Corey Wilson with the disqualification for leaving. That's gonna put Kimi with a 4th place finish, 160 points. That's gonna put him firmly in the championship lead with Kimi. And this is our first change of championship lead in a very long time. Corey Wilson had a huge gap built up since race 1. He had led the championship since race 1. This is our first championship lead change of the season.
Wow. That's crazy. Well, you heard it there from race control agent, and we'll do the top 3 though, because we do need to get that. So Napa is your 2nd place finisher. He was catching up to Cut on that final laps of the race, but again, that mistake coming into pit road definitely cost him. But I mean, who knows? Napa, you there?
Oh.
So what can you say, and how do you feel about that ending?
Too many mistakes on my end. My car felt fast today. I was making slightly less mistakes than Cut, but congrats to him. He won fair and square. I wish I could have got him, made it the finish a little interesting, but yeah, congrats to Cut.
And what can you say, and how could you? But yeah, what can you say about your speed that whole race? You were honestly, you were not, and I mean this not in a mean way, but you were not like the top 3. And after everyone DNF'd, I think that you were just the closest one who had that speed. But what could you say on your car and on your driving today? Like what was that whole race?
Honestly, yeah, I wasn't that fast, but a lot of the other drivers made mistakes and started crashing out. So I made the slightly less mistakes than they had, and was able to use that advantage towards other drivers.
And overall, again, second place. That was a really good finish, and you almost had it there. Little man, you got anything to add on to that?
No, I don't really have any questions, but I just say congratulations to you, and I think you still gave us a good show to watch at the end. So I wouldn't beat yourself up for not catching them. I think it was still a good show. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
And that is Napa. And finally, your third place, and we'll actually squeeze in a fourth, but your third place, that is DJ. DJ, a damaged car, and you were able to limp it to third place. How do you feel?
I don't know. I feel like I probably could have won the race if I didn't get the damage, but you know, I you know, it is what it is, I suppose.
Bro.
I think I probably could have beat Napa if I didn't bring out that caution. So I'm sorry to, you know, everyone that screwed over. But yeah, Cut and Napa were like on that final. Like Cut, the entire race was just so quick. I really just couldn't catch him. But you know, P3 was all damage, and I mean it was pretty hard. So don't take that out of context. So I mean I'm pretty happy with it. Good for the championship, and I think it's my like third place of the season. So hopefully more to come next week.
I mean, pretty good. It was a pretty strong performance, and that wreck that happened. Actually, we didn't catch that wreck. Walk us through what had happened for you to get that damage.
I wasn't paying attention and hit the wall, the wall thing that sticks out on 3.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's what we figured.
Yeah, and then I was like, guys, like I was like, I have damage before I even got it, because I was like, ugh, how did I even do this?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's whatever. I still got P3, so I can't complain too much.
Little man, anything to add?
How much worse is the damaged car? You know, about how much slower are you going lap time wise, if you know that, or if not, just the mile an hour maybe on the straight.
I mean, on the corners were fine, but the straightaways, like, you know, you wouldn't see it too much, but like, you know, over the course of like 5 laps, like, you know, on the straightaways, instead of being 186 entering 2, you'd be 180, maybe 178. And it just affected straight line speed a lot. So it wasn't like a deal breaker. I mean, for the people who had both front and rear, you know, that's really bad. But I was lucky, as well as Violet, to just get the one piece of damage, because it's not like, you know, you're going to be 3 laps down. Like, I still finished on the lead lap. So, you know, I mean, it's something to consider going forward, that, you know, my race isn't cooked if I get damage.
Alrighty. Thank you, DJ. Congratulations on that very nice crawl to P3, and good luck. Hopefully next week. You've had some pretty unlucky times.
Yeah.
And your final interview of the day, or second to last week, because I would love to get through everyone, but I have to get through him. It's your 4th place in his first race back ever since his hiatus. That's Kimi. Kimi, how do you feel?
Oh my god, that race was really tough. I mean, it is Darlington, too tough to tame, the lady in black, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just happy I even survived that race. I think I got into a few incidents. I blew like a few tires that race too, and I survived the day. I actually almost had a chance to win, but I was just short on my strategy at the end. I led a few laps too, but yeah, I'm just glad I got P4. We're gonna go on to next race. I believe I'm in the points lead now. I think I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm just glad to be in the points lead. All I gotta do, I just really want to get a win. I don't want to be like a winless champion, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be one of those. But yeah, I think next race is a Scambia Super Speedway. That's gonna be interesting.
Yes.
We're gonna have to go like 10 wide in the final lap. But yeah, I'm just glad that was a good race and good race everybody and yeah, that was pretty good.
Alrighty, the little man, you have anything to add?
Yeah, congratulations on fourth and taking the championship lead on the last stint. Did you have any mistakes in the wall that would have made it impossible to pull off at least for third, or was it just a little too ambitious with the pit lap? Maybe too early.
Nah. When I pitted for like my final, like try to like to go long, it was at like it was like at the end of the run, so I couldn't like stretch it any longer because I was gonna blow. I think I did blow a tire actually. I'm not sure, but I tried to stretch it as long as I can. I thought I could make it, but it was just fell short by a few laps. I did get excited when Cut like missed the pit road. I was like, oh my gosh, Cut missed pit road, but it wasn't meant to be, you know. But it's all right. We'll get it back. We'll go get them.
For sure. And good, congratulations on that fourth place, Kimi. Glad to have you back, and good luck in that points lead. And your win's coming. I can feel it. But
I don't want to be a winless champion.
you won't. You got this. But
Well, it's a
Right.
143-point lead for Kimi. I just updated the points. So you're real quick. Your top three in points. Snap has moved up to third. He jumps over PC. So it's Kimi with 1,243 points. Corey is 143 points back. Obviously, he was DSQ'd this race. And then Napa is 334 points back. The next closest active driver would be Cut, 437 points back.
well, you heard it there from Agent. But that will be it on MCRN. That is the Bubbles Cup. The Bubbles Cup VFW Sports Eclipse Help a Hero 200, race number 10. Cut is your winner. I was your main commentator. I was here joined with Little Man, and we'll see you guys next week. Again, it's going to be exciting. You don't want to miss a thing. Have a good morning. Good morning. Good night.